Today, we're about to attempt what Bugatti think is impossible.
He's trying to fix FX LEGs.
In the garage, there's just a few places in the world with the right equipment and only a few people in the world with the right training to be able to do that.
This is the $6 million Bugatti Persport that was crashed by Alex. After he got paid out from insurance, he bought the car back and then called me to see if I could repair it.
Start getting your flights, mate.
And last time I was here, I got all the damaged body panels off the car, the windscreen out, and all of the deployed airbags.
Everyone who's got an Audi A3, you have a Bugatti in the airbag.
On top of that, I completely stripped the interior out. But then I found more damage.
Oh.
And this was bad. It looked like a huge crack in the gearbox on both sides, which completely threw a spanner in the works. And that damage could decide whether this car's repairable or not.
This isn't
Now,
a
one
car
thing
anymore, it's
Bugatti
just a
didn't
frame.
think we were able to do
It's literally
is
just a
separate
frame.
the front end of the car from the rear. There's only 2 places in the world that can do it. And today, we need to make sure there's 3. In order for us to inspect this damage that's on the gearbox and even see if it's repairable, we've got to remove the engine. And to do so on a Bugatti, it means we have to separate the back end of the car from the front.
What?
And after our previous video went out, Matty Rimek, the CEO of Bugatti, mentioned it wasn't possible to do in a garage.
But in a Chiron, there's so many electrical wires, piping, oil piping, water piping, fuel lines that connect from the monocoque to the rear section, and they have to split the car in half. You can't do that in a garage. There's just a few places in the world with the right equipment and only a few people in the world with the right training to be able to do that.
And as we already know, Bugatti aren't going to sell us parts to rebuild
Yeah,
this
they're not
car.
gonna sell
And they're
you
not
parts.
going to
You have
help
to, like,
us
hand make
separate
the
the car
parts.
in half for sure. So I'm left with no choice but to give this a go myself. I don't have any special tools or special training. So if we manage to pull this off, it for sure will be a huge achievement.
Tony, do you think it's fixable?
Of course I do. And we're going to do it now. We're going to be the 3rd.
Is to get the side skirts off. Side skirts off first, so let's do it. Okay, so our first step is to start by removing the rear quarters, which are hopefully covering over the bolts which separate the back end of the car from the front. Originally, I thought the side skirts were separate, but it turns out they're all part of the rear quarter.
Today you've got a new apprentice that isn't me.
I have.
He could arguably be better.
100% better.
Will he be able to use the dugger?
What's a dog?
Once I've undone the bolts on the bottom of the side skirt, I started unclipping this bit of trim, which actually was clipped in the back and then double-sided sticky tape to the front. I then found out I didn't actually need to remove it. All I needed to do was take the door seal out, and it revealed more bolts that I needed to take out. I undid.
Chat, do you realize how insane this is to do on your own? If there's only 2 places in the world and only Bugatti, like companies like Bugatti make it to where they want you to not be able to repair it, that means, with anyone outside of them, and they don't sell parts. So if he actually pulls this off, it's really impressive.
2 bolts
Not just like, it's impressive from an engineering standpoint almost that he knows that much.
holding the carbon fibre piece in, but then it still didn't want to come out.
Is that so you don't break it either?
So I got Alex's cameraman to take a look at it instead.
Gets in there.
Good work. And once he removed that, there was one more bolt which holded that trim piece in. Yeah.
Okay. Progress. It's progress. That's progress.
That's work.
I reckon they do that at Bugatti every time they get something off this car. Sweet.
Tony, what do you think of the quality of the carbon fibre?
Very good.
Does it look like any of the car brand that you've seen?
No.
Really, that good?
It's good.
I do think it is good. The idea is
Go so
we've
is
just
whispering.
taken bits
Speak
off
up
so
or
we can
send a
get this
text
quarter
fan.
panel off. If Alex hadn't gone that fast, we wouldn't have to do this bit, really, would we?
I wasn't speeding at all. I wasn't going fast at all.
What are we doing?
We're not the police, you do know that.
Wow.
That was it. Oh, yeah. We'll Once we got that panel off, we could start to see some of the bolts which are holding the rear end to the front, which is a good sign. But there's still plenty more to undo.
No way. Yo, he's actually getting it off.
As we take off each panel, it revealed more and more bolts holding this rear quarter in. And unlike normal cars where they're usually panel bonded to the monocoque, this A-pillar and quarter is literally just bolted. And if you go...
Okay, so they made this with the intention that they could take this apart then. That's not
on
as
the inside
complicated
of
as I
the car,
thought.
you can access all the bolts there. I did one side and Alex is undoing the bolts on the other side. It's actually a pretty clever design. And really, in my head, undoing and taking apart stuff doesn't really take too much skill, which is why it's worrying me that Matty Rimek has told us that it takes specially trained mechanics to get this car apart. I think there's going to be more bolts in the side, so we're going to take this engine cover off. There isn't just like a hatch like a regular car that you just pull a cable and it lifts up. There's bolts from underneath. I think, from what I've been looking at, there's 4 bolts which hold in this grill in. And then this grill will pop out, then I can access the bolts which hold the engine cover in. So I'm going to take this off first and then get them bolts out. That'll lift off, unbolt them, everything will come apart, and we're doing the impossible. I can see 4 bolts holding this grill in, 1 on each corner, then I can lift it out. Ah, I didn't need to loosen them all the way out. They're meant to slide out so then you can access the bolts for that. With that grill out, you can see 1 bolt here and 1 bolt there, and can get my multi-spline tool on it and loosen both of them out. And once I have got both of them out, I think it should just lift off.
No way.
The rear cover was just held in with 2 bolts. And look at that. If you need to top your coolant
So was he just capping the whole time? Like, did he just lie to him so he wouldn't even attempt to fix it? Because it seems way easier.
up,
And
you have to remove the whole rear hatch
To take apart a Bugatti, you would not think it's this easy.
But I am going to try and get this wing off, so it just gives us a bit more leeway, and I think I can get that off in this position now. It's not too bad so far, but I think it's going to get a lot worse. Because if they said only 2 people can do it in the world, it's definitely not meant to be this easy. Again, the rear wing was really similar to the engine hatch. About 4 multi-spline bolts holding it in, and there's a couple of T30s on the edge. Yes! And again, it just lifted out. So far, so good. Rear wing off. We're still carrying on. We're trying to get this quarter panel off. There's more bolts we found, which are down here, little T30s. And once we get that quarter off, we'll be able to visually see so much more and make a bit of a game plan on how we're getting this engine out.
This is
I
insane.
think this car's put together really well. If you do cause any damage to your rear quarter, it literally will just bolt off. And you can put a
really
new one
impressive that
directly
he's
in
able to
place.
do this.
But I dread to think how much one of them costs. Time to get it in the air.
Okay.
The last few bolts for the rear quarter, I think, are in the wheel arch. So I'm removing the arch lining on the right hand side, and my dad is taking it out on the left hand side. And then we can take a look up inside this wheel arch to see if we can see any more bolts holding the quarter in. And there are the last couple of bolts to get this
So
quarter
he did
off.
all that.
And if this comes off, it was easier than I first thought. Oh yeah!
No way. He got the C, like the Chiron C.
Bed out of that.
Bugatti bed would be crazy.
A bed, huh? And look at that. The whole side of a Chiron completely off.
That's
It
insane.
looks mental, that does. That looks absolutely sick. We're actually starting to see where the tub separates. Look, we've got
Yo,
multi-hex bolt
Carbon
there.
fiber
One under
everywhere,
here,
bro.
Just there.
Every single thing on this car is carbon fiber. Oh my god. A masterpiece, bro. My bad, let me turn that down. It's a masterpiece, bro. It's beautiful. Craftsmanship is amazing on that car.
There's going to be a load more underneath. We're slowly starting to see it now. W16, 1500 horsepower.
Alright, this is what I
Hanging
wanted to
out the
see.
back like that.
I want to see how they take
That
out
was
the engine of a
cool.
Bugatti.
That was easier to take off than the interior was to take out. But we don't actually need to take the bumper off at the minute. I don't think we do. Whilst we're doing this, in true
Chat, you know what's insane? Is, like, does anyone know, like, does he have any formal education? Because this is kind of crazy to be just doing, because I watched hella his videos. Like, the one where he totaled his, I think it was his Beamer, and it had frame damage, and he attempted to fix it. Like, it's really impressive what this guy's able to do
matter
with just, like, what he learned.
of fashion, we might as well upgrade stuff whilst we're there. So the exhaust, we're gonna take out because we're gonna do something crazy with the exhaust. So I think I want to get this off because so we can access the.
Yeah, chat. It was the video where he's like he like hit the yeah, that's the exact video where he like hits the curb or some shit, and then the whole car like flips and spins out, and he totaled the car, and then he tried and repaired it. I think he got it repaired too.
Exhaust when we get it out.
It was insane.
I'm hoping this is going to be as easy as the quarter coming off. Could be harder. Let's see. Let's start getting this rear bumper off, and then we're really going to have to start looking at separating the car, which is going to be a bit crazy. Here we go. Again,
Crazy.
with the bumper,
Gonna
everything
be a bit
just
crazy.
seems to make sense. Rather than undoing loads of bolts and taking parts off bit by bit,
We're getting closer.
it seems like the whole bumper, with the rear lights and the
Just the carbon on that car is insane. The carbon on that car is probably worth more than people's
rear
houses.
diffuser
You know how
all
insane
come
that
off
is.
as
Actually, definitely worth more than most people's houses.
one entire piece. And it did.
Yeah, boy.
Why does this shit look flimsy?
Made things way
It looks like this looked like it was about to fall apart when he took that off.
more easier.
Did it not?
And to be honest, more enjoyable as well.
Okay.
That's why the diffuser can hold. When Alex stepped on the diffuser and then stood on the wing, that's why it can hold him, because
Holy shit.
that,
Is that solid?
yeah, that's a full like carbon fibre structure.
What the fuck?
That's
Bro, you know how much
that's well strong.
like, what was the point of that? Just to let people stand on it. Literally.
Cool, I like the
They
way
thought
that-
of it.
that
They thought
comes
of
apart.
everything in that
Like,
car,
you didn't
bro.
really have to undo many bolts. If you know the bolts you need to undo, you just undo them a bit, and because they're all cut out like this, like look, cut out, the whole thing would just slide
pops
off.
off.
So again, I've undone loads of bolts which I didn't need to. So I'm gonna put these.
Oh,
ones
that's why
back
it's
in.
flimsy looking, because he took off the wrong bolts.
We're now getting steps closer to separating this car. The next thing, me and my dad are removing the air boxes because we think they're obstructing some of the bolts. Once we remove the air
intakes?
filters, there's more bolts inside
filters.
the air box that we need to
Like, those
undo,
are crazy
and then we
ass.
can lift
I've
it
never
out.
seen intakes like that.
And even
Those
the
are
air
intakes,
box
no?
is made out of complete carbon fibre. It's crazy to think how expensive these parts actually will be. Even the bolts holding them on look like they've come out of a Swiss watch. And you would
God
never
damn.
have seen them unless you were working on the car. But with them out, we can now lift the car in the air.
Tony, underneath here is some critical damage.
Yes.
But we're not going to show you yet. You're going to have to wait and see.
Okay.
Yeah, can't see it yet. No looking. it
I'm not
it
gonna
looks
lie.
like, again, we can see bolt there to separate, bolt there to separate, bolt there to separate.
A total of 14 titanium bolts that the technicians are now fastening
Okay,
ensure
14
that the
bolts.
front and rear sections are joined firmly
it's all-
together.
You're telling me the whole $5 million car is held together by 14 bolts?
So
It's
we
crazy
know
engineering.
There's 14 titanium bolts to undo, and at the minute we can only spot about 8. So we've still got some work to do. But before we even get to starting undoing those bolts, we've got to start undoing the gearbox from the front of the car. And the front differential is up here,
Okay.
and the gearbox is here, and the differential is above
Didn't he say the gearbox is cracked though? So
this big thing, which is the battery.
this story got more twist than a soap opera. I mean,
what if-
you thought it was gonna be straightforward. It's a Bugatti, bro. It's not easy to fix. You should have expected that when you bought the Bugatti, and then thought you were, oh shit, I'm gonna just fix this. I think Alex expected all these road bumps. He still went ahead with it. He's a fucking psycho.
Take that out because we probably should have
rich
disconnected that
psycho.
already. The
cool as shit,
battery
though.
is like one I've not seen before. It has 4 terminals. A positive on one side here, then the earth cable directly next to it. We've got to disconnect both of them. And then in front of that, there's another positive terminal and another negative terminal, all of which are joined together. Once they're disconnected, there'll be 4 bolts holding the battery in.
That's a battery?
And
Wait, what'd he say?
another negative terminal, all of which are joined together. Once they're disconnected, there'll be 4 bolts holding the battery in.
That's a cool looking battery. How are you supposed to jump start that though? Nah, I'm playing. You don't jump a Bugatti, bro. I know, chat.
And it was
actually, you
really
can.
light.
I didn't think you could jump it.
With
I
the
thought it would
battery
just be
out,
like
we can now see the prop shaft.
I didn't think you could jump a Bugatti. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, you probably can't just jump start it, but I thought it had to be like charged, like
Or
regular cars that are that
drive
expensive.
shaft, as the Americans call it. We've got to disconnect this from the gearbox because this is going to stay on the car whilst we separate the back off it. We have marked it just in case it was balanced, so we know that we can put it back in the exact same spot. And after that, there's more coolant lines which are running from the back of the car to the front, which we're also going to disconnect, as well as aircon lines. Okay, we're doing
This is so complicated. Even a normal car is probably super complicated, but this just adds a level of complication. Look at all this shit underneath. Like, if I go underneath, I've been to a garage, looked underneath. My friend fixes cars, so I've looked at cars. I haven't seen anything this complicated ever.
pretty good. Electrical connections disconnected, prop shaft is disconnected.
I mean,
Coolant
obviously,
lines
this is a whole nother
disconnected.
level.
We need to save as much fluid as we can. We need to know what fluid is coming out because Bugatti are not going to tell us. What's next are these. So we think we've got a hydraulic line here, and then another hydraulic line. I've lost it here. So there's 2. Then there's 2 more hydraulic lines, one there and one there, and then 2 brake lines. So you've got 2 brake lines for right wheel, left wheel. Then you've got 2 hydraulic lines per wheel.
That's insane.
One for that wheel, one for that wheel. So 4 hydraulic lines, and we think that's for the nose lift suspension. And then if you come back
That's just for the suspension is 4 lines.
down here,
Yeah, he is playing on a fucking veteran difficulty, bro.
this is all the mechanism which
This is
controls
literally mechanics shop simulator on veteran difficulty.
the nose
Fucking
lift,
season.
which goes up.
Prestige
We think it's
fucking
just
12
the filler.
veteran.
It might be wrong, but only Bugatti know. But that's the only thing I could see that why these lines will run from the back to the front out of a hydraulic unit. We think it's going to be central hydraulic fluid in it. We're going to capture the fluid anyway, just to make sure, because if it's anything special, we need to put it back in. So Alex is going to catch the fluid, and we're going to undo it and make sure every bit is catched.
I got it.
Let's go. So it's time to undo these hydraulic lines, which we think is for the nose lift.
Can I get him? Wait, should we be wearing safety goggles? No?
Yeah, you should be.
You got healthcare?
Oh, no.
First one out, and there was nothing in the first one. We're good. We're good. What the hell? There's nothing there. So maybe it was just a return line, but the second one, there was a lot. And yet, it's green, so it's looking like it's central hydraulic fluid. But we're going to capture as much as we can, just in case. After I took off the other hydraulic line, Alex caught the fluid out of that one.
Central
Pretty
hydraulic.
happy with his.
So it's just regular central hydraulic fluid. I'm assuming probably some special grade, but nothing crazy.
Traction. After that, I had to undo a brake line, and just above that, another hydraulic line. And my dad and Alex was catching all of the fluid. This is the thing. This build is not like any other that we've ever attempted.
That's the thing. Bugatti's not going to give you any parts. They're not going to give you any help. They're not going to give you tips. They're not going to. There's no like tutorial online, anything you can see. No one has this car. And if they do, they don't want to get off Bugatti's list for doing some shit like this.
Before. And because of that, we're doing things in a way we never would have done.
You have to be. It doesn't matter how much. It's not about a case of money. It's like you have to be loyal to the brand for them to even offer you a chance to get one of these cars. You know what I'm saying?
All this fluid we would have disposed of before.
Unless you get it off market,
There is
obviously. Like
still
not
this
from
big
the
electrical
Bugatti.
ring here,
Customized.
which goes into the car. And I'm really hoping, I don't know yet, but we're gonna try. I think that is gonna be one massive plug inside here, like underneath the seat or something. I vaguely remember on the video where they built it all together, there was just one guy like plugging something in the seating area. So
Okay, I look real dumb. I know.
A few moments later.
I know I look real stupid because there's literally been the documentary playing the whole time, and I've been watching it. But it's a fucking Bugatti, bro. You think a YouTube video is gonna help you just fix a Bugatti? You still gotta have mad skills. It's still impressive, bro.
Pull that wiring away, and it's.
If you think it's not impressive just because he has a documentary, then you chat. Do it. Come on. All right. Here's what we'll do. We'll get y'all not even a Bugatti. Go to your local garage, get a YouTube video, and then try and do the same thing the mechanic's doing next to you. I guarantee you won't be able to do it. It takes years to learn these skills, especially with a car like this. It's really delicate, and you have to think about each and every step of the process, so it's not easy.
Concerned, everything under here is all disconnected and ready to go back. So I hopped up into the car, but then to remove the carpet, to have a look underneath it, I need to take the accelerator.
I'm gonna be right back, chat.
Pedal out, because that's bolted to the floor. And once I've got that out, I can then slide out the carpet, which should give me access to whatever is underneath it. Everything is all here. So, all of these electrical connectors need to be disconnected, and then they need to slide through the tub onto the outside. But so far, to take this apart, I can't see why you'd need any special training. Unless I'm just being completely oblivious. Yeah. It doesn't seem much different.
Hey, let me go back.
Pedal out, because that's bolted to the carpet. To have a look underneath it, I need to take the accelerator pedal out, because that's bolted to the floor. And once I've got that out, I can then slide out the carpet, which should give me access to whatever is underneath it. Everything is all here. So,
there's just a bunch of connectors. These connectors are even in like our cars. Like, you know, I mean, not our, probably not the same connectors, but like you can buy like chips and shit, I know, to connect to these connectors and do a bunch of shit with your car, like anti-lag and shit.
To be disconnected,
you do a bunch of modern shit with those.
Slide through the tub onto the outside.
Most cars have those.
But so far, to take this apart, I can't see why you'd need any special training. Unless I'm just being completely oblivious. It doesn't seem much different to any other car that we worked on. If anything, it's actually been easy.
It's easier, but it's also, you're thinking about it the whole time. Oh shit, if I fuck up, I'm down 5 mil. So it ain't easy, bud. It might be easy for you, but we don't got money on it like that. So, you know, we gonna be like, hell
nah. Connectors are undone. I can slide it through the hole in the tub, and that is job done. Job done. Next up are the coolant lines on the outside of the tub, which are running from the radiators at the front, which we need to get repaired, all the way to the engine at the back. But these are in a really accessible position on the side of the car. Alex has done the coolant pipes. Also, the wiring, which goes into the car, is all grouped up in here. So, what we figured out.
So, they basically said, fuck the cable management, let's just throw it in a box like me. Okay, fair. I mean, if you can... Actually, let's see. They probably do manage it, I ain't gonna lie.
Then inside this box is loads more
Never mind.
wiring. But again,
Ironic.
just on
Yeah,
connectors.
okay, chat.
And one thing we did notice...
Let's see y'all PC setup. Let's see y'all cable management thing. You know what? After this segment, in the Discord, I want y'all to post y'all PCs. And let's see how organized y'all are. Let's see y'all setups. We're doing a setup review after this.
Is that all the
You heard it here first, YouTube. I know this is the first video, but the next video up is going to be either viewer confessions or reviewing my viewer setups. There you go. Posting banger after banger.
wires are white, which would have been a nightmare if this car was fire damaged or had any wiring damage. It would have been really hard to know without a wiring diagram where any of them go, with them all being the exact same colour. And there was one final wire that we need to disconnect from this board, and once that's loosened, the front part of the loom should separate from the rear part of the loom. Got to undo these bolts here, and then start threading that wiring back out through the front of the tub. And my dad's doing exactly the same on the other
Okay, so this is pretty simple. Same thing on both sides. This is doable.
side. Wiring loom for the front goes that way.
I'd just be nervous, like, putting all this back together. Like, you realize it's only 50% of the process, not even.
So that's all the wires which should run to the back now separated, which is good on this side. That's pretty good. Once we know how it comes apart, I think it's gonna be so much easier for us to put it back together because we know what we've taken off, what we don't need to take apart, what we don't.
He thinks it's gonna. I mean, I guess once you know, just I'd be scared to mess something up or forget it, just because it's so complicated. But I guess he's been doing this for years, so it's different for him.
We need to take off like a lot of this.
I like compare this to, I mean, shit, car shit to like building PCs. It's the most similar thing. Like you gotta go step by step, check everything. You gotta be careful. If you fuck one shit up, the whole shit could blow up. Yeah, pretty similar. Just one costs a lot more.
Stuff we're kind of just figuring out.
Yeah, I'm fine fucking up a graphics card. You know, I could deal with that. Fucking up an engine, I'm not trying to do that game. That shit gonna send me back like hella bread.
At the minute.
Especially right
But
now.
yeah, I think
trying to do all that.
I think that's all the loom out. Just the last final bits, and this coolant bottle there, which I think you've got the massive coolant bottle for the engine, and then a separate cooling bottle for all the cooling for the turbos. It's a separate thing. I've got to get this out of the way because one, there's a bolt which is behind that, which is holding the rear frame to the actual monocoque behind it, but also there's a bunch of hoses and stuff which I need to get to behind it. So I'm just going to take these two bolts out, and this should lift out. Okay, very expensive bottle.
Over there.
That piece of plastic right there, chat. That piece of plastic is probably worth more than your new set of tires, your phone. Fucking rent for a month.
That little weapon down there.
Probably rent for a few months.
Is the one.
That one little thing is probably rent for a few months. That's insane. Wait.
So this. Look at that little weapon.
Where does he
down
have to
the
get to?
expensive bottle.
Over there.
Look at that little weapon down there. That bolt there is the one holding it to.
Alright, now see shit like this. I don't know if a regular garage would have a tool to even reach this. And what kind of bolt is this? Like
The front. So this is it. It seems like we're at the point where we need to loosen the nuts which hold the back end of the car to the front. We actually might be able to do this. First step, we're going to do all the bolts underneath, and then we're going to do all the ones on the top. All this special tooling that Bugatti used.
my
we,
bad,
of course,
chat.
don't
Had to
have
take a
it.
call real quick.
So we're gonna have to compromise. So up the car goes.
Pops call
We're
me.
gonna loosen everything underneath. Okay, first step complete. Bolt number 1 is now
Okay.
out. And these are titanium bolts. Straight on
You're getting a
to
little
bolt
annoying.
number
Shit
2.
itching.
We're now going to support the gearbox just in case when I remove
Shit
bolt
getting
number
in my
3
eye, yeah.
and bolt number
Fuck,
4,
contact.
the gearbox doesn't try and
Oh,
swing
chat.
down.
I'm getting distracted.
Next up is bolt number 5. Next one. And then bolt number 6 on the corner.
Okay.
Felt a bit of slack. We're getting a bit of daylight between the engine.
Finally. Yo, that's insane.
The engine and the front
He
frame.
actually did it.
And now bolt number 6 is out. Now,
So he needs
we
8
need to
more.
support the rear end of the car, and we're going to work out what we're going to do with the front end of the car. I don't know. Alex thinks we can lift it and move it. I'm going to back that, but I'm skeptical because none of us have ever lifted the front end of a Bugatti before. The tool that Bugatti use probably costs hundreds of thousands.
Look at... Wait. That thing looks sick.
Bugatti before.
Look
the
at
tool
it.
that Bugatti use probably costs
Holy.
hundreds of thousands.
So basically, it's pistons holding up the front end, and then a moving piston from a moving hydraulics.
And we've got nothing
That's
like
insane.
it. So we're going to have to improvise with it. Now my dad's on the inside of the car, turning the cable so it'll put the gearbox into neutral so we can push it forward again. And now that we've pushed it forward, we're going to put the arms of the 2-post ramp under the rear of the car to support the rear frame that the engine and gearbox is on.
Oh, that shit hurt my soul. That shit scared the fuck out of me, and I ain't even there. Yo.
So this
Alex don't give a fuck, bro. Oh, hell no.
cable, which is used for emergencies to put the car in neutral, you pull it. I've disconnected it from here, but it looks like it's too big to fit through that hole, which is a shame. So, really, we've got to disconnect it from the gearbox. We can't do that now because we'll have to put the car in the air again. So, what we're going to do is when we pull the front away from the car's going to go all the way to the end here, and then I'm hoping that's enough for me to find the cable when it on the gearbox when we move it forward, and I could disconnect it from there. Worst case, I'll have to snip.
I just realized. Yeah, so this is the interior of a Bugatti completely gutted,
Yeah,
basically.
it's just like a BMX.
It's the only time I've ever even seen this, bro.
Cable.
This looks insane.
And then we'll put a new fitting on the end. I don't want to have to do that, but
Everything is carbon. Look at this. Carbon here, carbon there, carbon there, carbon there. Everything is carbon fiber.
we'll see what happens when we start moving it forward. So
shit.
close now. With all the bolts being loosened underneath the car, it's time to take out the nuts and bolts holding the rear frame to the front of the car, which are on the outside.
All right. Chat.
And
What would you do if y'all got to this moment right here, and let's say you took it apart, right? You took apart the shit, and then oh shit, I made this way too small. Like you took apart the you took everything apart, and then you realized you can't support it correctly. What the fuck? You realize you can't support it correctly,
and then we'll put
and it just falls. Cause look at this. Hold on.
the front of the car.
This is
which
scary, because they have a probably $1 million machine with hydraulics that they've made specifically for that job. They're like ghetto rigging it, so
on the outside.
it's a lot more risk that it could
And now
literally
we're doing
fall in
bolt
half.
number 8, I think. 6. And again,
That would not be good.
The same on the other side. And Alex is doing a few as well.
Okay.
Remember,
WRC?
there's 14 bolts which hold the back to the front, and we're hoping we've disconnected everything else which holds it. It wasn't long until I took the final bolt
Bro's
out.
luck is set to God tier.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
slide
I mean
a
he
little
is
bit
having
of
an
wood
S
with
tier
some
luck,
wheels
bro.
underneath the tub, and
I ain't
hope
gonna lie.
that can support the weight
It's
of
not
it
easy to pull
when
this
we
shit
start
off.
pushing it away from the back.
Impressive.
Where did you get
though,
that
bro.
from?
Even with S tier
There you go,
luck,
we
this
got
is
one.
damn near
On the other
impossible
side,
task.
we use the wheels which come off the bin. It looks like we did miss a few pipes out, which were the fuel lines, as I thought the fuel tank come with the rear frame, but clearly it doesn't, and that stays
That's
in
the fuel
front
lines?
monocoque. So all the fuel lines have got to be disconnected.
So the fuel
Which we
lines are
did.
connected to the front.
3, 2, 1.
That's kind of weird, no? Oh. Wait. Wait, that didn't sound right. Am I tripping or did that sound bad? Wait, go back.
And that stays in the front monocoque. So all the fuel lines have got to be disconnected, which we did. 3, 2, 1.
Oh. I don't know, I'd be scared. I'd be scared of that sound. They got it though.
It's apart.
That's insane. They actually got it apart.
Is it 3
Props,
places
bro.
in the world now?
3 places in the world
That's
now.
it. The front of the car was actually
There's 3 places in the
separated
world
from
now.
the rear. My dad's now disconnecting that cable, which ran from inside of the car to the gearbox, which now allows us to move the front of the car even further forward.
See that? He got that shit on little ass wheels and he's doing that shit.
door's gotta
That's
go up.
insane.
And eventually, we've moved it further enough forward that we was at the point we were all clear
God
of the
damn.
engine and gearbox.
Yeah, that should swing now.
Bro, the fact that this is on garbage can bins.
Literally. That's the most ghetto rig shit ever for a Bugatti to fix it with, and it's working, and he's taking the Bugatti apart.
Yeah, it's literally on bin wheels.
Is that a Bentley?
Just think the money that we could have saved Bugatti.
Damn, yeah, Bugatti. Y'all spending all that money on hydraulics, and they doing your shit with trash wheels is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. That's just kind of sad, Bugatti. Y'all gotta step y'all game up. The dude did this in his garage with the trash bin fucking wheels.
We're done.
Yo, he actually shows it too. Look at that. He has $5 million sitting on top of 2 of those. And he's trusting it. I'm not trusting that shit, but not my 5 mil shit. I just fucking stuttered. Fuck y'all,
We've
chat.
done it. I guess it is true what they say. If it was built by a man, it can be repaired by a man. But we all know it's one thing taking this car apart, it's another skill to put it back together. But this is just an example of one of those things in my life where someone's told me that it's not possible to do, which makes me just want to do it more and more. And I didn't get to the position I'm in now through not giving it a go. And look what happens. Sometimes it does actually work out. Time to start
That's...
fixing.
Yo, get this... Round of applause for even taking it apart, bro. Like, props.
This
That's
actually
insane.
wasn't too bad at all. And when
He's
we
a
look
genius, bro.
at it, I'm trying to understand
He's
how
talented.
the whole car works.
I already knew that. I've been watching his
It's
videos.
actually like well interesting. Like it's really cool. So the gearbox is here, right? Which actually isn't that big of a gearbox compared to other stuff that we've seen. Starter motor on the top. It's got regular starter motor. Thank you so much, Bugatti. We've not got any of that electric weird stuff. The fuel tank here and here. Big.
Those are fuel tanks? God damn. I mean, shit, yeah, that shit ain't gonna eat fuel. That W16 need a lot of gas.
Massive fuel tank. I assume they need to be big because if this car's traveling at top speed, there's that crazy like story
It's guzzling that gas.
about that it drains its fuel tank in like 12 minutes or something.
12 minutes?
We think what's happened is the engine is shunted forward like that, and that's what's caused the crack. And we can see damage from that.
So the whole engine got pushed forward inside the car.
So perfect example is this pipe here, this coolant pipe has been squashed
yeah.
because the engine's gone forward into that. There's a little bit of damage to the tub there. Like,
Okay, that's not that bad.
Bugatti will be replacing the tub because
That's fixable.
That's, in my opinion, not going to cause any harm to anyone or anything.
Yeah.
You hear the dent from the engine coming forward like that. This tank is not a fuel tank. It actually looks like a tank for all the hydraulics of the gearbox, and that's how the gearbox selects its gear. All these hydraulics, all hydraulic pressure to use to shift. What we're worried about is to get to this damage, which I'll show you in a minute. It looks like we're going to have to take this gearbox away from the car. We have to disconnect it, and what I'm really worried about is if we undo these hydraulic lines, and then when we put it back together, there's air in the system, and there's probably a
Oh, air bubbles and it'll cook it?
weird bleed procedure, which you need a Bugatti computer for, which we obviously don't.
Oh, yeah. So he's basically saying, chat, for those of y'all that don't understand, because I know, not all your car geniuses like us, but so if he takes that apart, just like, in a PC, like when you have the water coolant loop, if there's water, air stuck anywhere in that loop, or in the hydraulic fluid, then you have to bleed the air out. And there's probably a special machine that Bugatti has to bleed the air out of that car. Okay, bro. I mean, billionaires are rich. They do whatever they want. But yeah, so now you got me off my train of thought, bro. Yeah, so basically they got to bleed it out. I know, y'all wouldn't understand, you know?
So we've got either work out a way of disconnecting the gearbox and leaving the hydraulic lines connected, or we just send it and disconnect the hydraulic lines and hope when we connect it back up and fill the hydraulic fluid back up, it will still all work as usual. Let's take a look at the damage. You can see it now.
Am I allowed?
Yeah. Pick it up and fill the hydraulic fluid back up, it will still all work as usual. Let's take a look and fill the hydraulic and disconnecting the gearbox and leaving the hydraulic lines connected. Probably a weird bleed procedure which you need a Bugatti computer for, which we obviously don't have. So we've got either work out a way of disconnecting the gearbox and leaving the hydraulic lines connected, or we just send it and disconnect the hydraulic lines and...
Oh, so I mean, he could probably work with it connected.
Hope when we connect it back up and fill the hydraulic fluid...
Nah, do not hope, bro. If there's air in there, it's cooked.
...back up, it will still all work as usual. Let's take a look at the damage. You can see it now.
Am I allowed?
Yeah. That's holding the whole engine up, innit? Look at those two mounts there and there. And on the other side, it's the same story. But don't you think that this part actually will come off? Look, these massive bolts. And there was bolts on the other side as well.
That could be a really good design. If that comes off, that's a really good design that does come off like that.
Yeah. So then Bugatti's lying. So y'all telling me Bugatti's lying, chat, so that they can make you pay hella to go to they shit and overcharge you when this shit is really simple as fuck, but no one wants to try because it's a $5 million car.
It's a completely separate
and
part,
it's scary.
It's not the engine block. Let's hope that piece...
Obviously it's not easy, but it seems like any decently versed mechanic could have done this if he's doing it on trash. Like, I'm convinced now, bro.
Does come off separately. It actually bolts onto the...
Let me not say good mechanic, expert.
Engine mounts. And supports the whole engine. But rather than the engine mounts breaking, the actual cast aluminium is broke. And it looks like if we're going to try and remove that part, we're going to have to separate the gearbox from the engine. First step, taking off this starter motor. O2M 911 024B. Exactly the same part number.
That's a Volkswagen.
Starts up a Passat, and that's...
Let me show y'all what a Passat is for reference. Oh, I spelled it wrong. You're telling me this and this...
A W16 engine. What a starter motor that is. I bet they never go.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Okay, right, we're going to get the starter motor off. First thing, let's get the power wire.
Did you just break it?
Power wire off.
Oh.
Without breaking it, because we won't want to have to replace it, will we? Because we can't get one of these. Right, power wire off. This car's going under a pretty serious repair. And as long as we put the car back together well, there's no way anyone should know it was in this state. Removed a starter motor from a Bugatti Chiron.
But it's really, technically, a starter motor from a Volkswagen for $250.
The only way they would know is if they put the VIN number into car vertical.
That's insane.
And if they did that, it would show them a full report of the car. It would tell them whether it's ever been stolen.
Well, obviously it's going to tell you on the VIN report, but I mean, it's a Bugatti. I don't think you're going to be selling it after you do all this to it and fix it.
Whether it's ever been exported or imported, whether it's had any mileage fraud, and of course, whether it's ever been in an accident, just like this one. On top of that, I can see when the ownerships got changed, and even when this car was registered as damaged.
She's naked.
Right now, I'm having to undo these oil lines. There's no way around it. But I don't think these are the high pressure ones. These oil lines are literally just to lubricate the gearbox. Right, let's get this oil out. This is not the hydraulic stuff.
So that's just regular oil lines. That doesn't matter. That's like regular
Is
oil.
that from a soap dispenser?
Yeah.
That's insane. Bro's using a soap dispenser to clean out the.
It works, it ain't stupid.
It's actually working.
And of course, I'm trying to save every last drop of oil, just in case we can't find the correct oil to put back in it. The soap dispenser seems to be doing just fine, getting out all the last little drops of oil. We are being forced to drain this tank. This pipe here goes to the gearbox, and it doesn't look like we're going to be able to take the gearbox off with that pipe
So he's gonna have to disconnect this and probably fill that up.
connected. The other big hydraulic pipes here, with pressure in, we might get away with, we might. But let's drain this fluid out. We ain't gonna regret this, because this could be the difference between having a Bugatti which drives and not drives at the end. Another thing Car Vertical might do is if the car was involved in an accident, it's likely to show you photos of when the car was auctioned off at the car crash auction site. Just like this one. All the oil out on Car Vertical with the link in the description box. But see if there's any bolts underneath we need to take out to take the gearbox out, because
I'm gonna give him
else, once this car is down,
0 out of 10 snipe.
and
I
that
fucked up the
gearbox
snipe,
comes off,
but
we won't be able to raise it in the air again, especially with those lines connected.
I'll
So
take it, bro. He
let's
fixed the
make
Bugatti.
sure
He can
we're
get
doing
the, he can
right
get the
thing.
hat off, bro.
Send it up, see if there's any bolts. So these are the lines that we've kept on the gearbox, and we're hoping to keep them on. They come out of actuators on top of this oil tank and run down along the side and then go to the solenoids on the box. And we think they're going to be under pressure, so we don't really want to mess with them. This is the damaged part, right? But we've got to commit to taking everything off, like these wires here.
Okay.
The wastegates to the turbo, it's easier to see on this side, but the wastegate for the turbo, which we think might be damaged, goes through and into that casing. So we need to make sure that that is, you can detach the end of the wastegate by a little 10mm rub, and it should come off the end of the wastegate. Like the wastegate's like that, and then the electronic section at the part there, which will push it in and out, is on this side. There's just one bolt holding it here, and we should be able to slide it off there, which is attached to this. You can see just here the little 8mm bolt that I've got to undo to get the electrical section off that wastegate. On top of that, I've got to start undoing the bolts which are holding the engine to the gearbox. I found out I can just twist the wastegate to get better
Shit is literally just fully broken, bro.
access to that 8mm, which is going to help a lot. I've managed to get to it
Hold on, before we end this video, I want to see one thing.
pretty easy on this side, but the other side's going to be a little bit of a challenge. But me and my dad eventually...
Ain't no way. Former Bugatti employee here. Matt, you can buy all these parts from Audi in Poland. How long till Bugatti pass this method?
Eventually managed to undo all the bolts underneath holding the gearbox to the engine.
I mean, it is complicated, but they're bullshitting.
And those wastegate bolts.
Germany.
And now we're bringing the engine down to do the remaining bolts, which we can see on the top. Final bolt is out, and we should be able to separate the gearbox on the engine. And now we can find out whether that damaged part
This better look insane.
will unbolt separate there. Yeah, the theory worked. And it's looking pretty good. The flywheel's in the center, but the bolts around the outside look like they'll release that damaged cast aluminium part. All we've got to do now is unbolt the flywheel, which is super lightweight, and once that's out the way, we can access the bolt which is hopefully holding in this damaged cast aluminium part. And once those bolts are out, we can start wedging away this part away from the engine. And it should be a little bit easier.
Is he about to bait us, chat? Is he about to bait us and say put on a second video? If you do, I'll upload part 2 once he probably drops it, but if y'all want, but
all of that for this.
Damn, look at that though. It just sheared the metal off completely. My bad for muting. It just sheared like the metal off the sides. He must have gotten, I mean, definitely got some crazy shit. It was total.
That's so bad.
A lot of force has gone through that,
Yeah.
innit? But that's the weak point, innit? Like that, like this is strong,
Oh, yeah, that is the weak point. Look at that on both sides. That was the exact weak point. Because it's off the edges, so it literally just was too brittle and it collapsed on the force, pretty much.
And then as soon as it's made little wings off the side, it's just gone snap straight off. Okay, we've still got the rest to get off. This is going to be trickier. We've got to get the rest off the engine mounts now. And then we also then got a plan. We've got to make a plan on how we're going to fix this. Because after we do this, the whole car can go back together.
Where did the music go?
Okay, so he basically has to replace. You see how it's,
Now we just need to get off the remaining part of that broken aluminium piece.
okay.
You can see it's resting actually on the engine mounts.
What is he? Is he about to weld it together?
So now I'm undoing the 2 bolts which hold it to each engine mount. There's one out, and here's the next one. And the only thing holding it in now is the wastegate. But eventually, it come loose. Yeah! It's off. The wastegate
Bugatti milking this shit like the holy. Yeah, I mean,
okay.
pretty much, bro.
Originally,
Looks like
I thought
it.
this might be bent because all the weight of the engine went onto it.
knew.
But it looks like it survived it. Someone told us that that wastegate has to be in the exact position going on there, else it's not going to work. But it's got, look, it's got that slinky on. It's got 2 slinkies, so it actually doesn't matter. Look, it's got loads of play. And as long as it twists, that's just opening and closing the wastegate. So it doesn't, if you're a mil out, it's really not going to matter at all because all it needs to do is twist. I could be up here. I could literally be up there and that's still going to twist. All the electronic wastegate does is this is plugged in. When you let off the throttle and it's got that excess boost, this will just twist to open and close the wastegate electronically.
Oh yeah, so this was an essential part for him to have. That was
The only thing, it just sits in that mount, which is here. And you can see it's just broken clean off. But there is a chance we might be able to get it repaired. The next step is getting the other side off, which is broken in the exact same way. Yeah, boy!
So this is clearly a design issue on Bugatti's
And
part, I
there it
guess.
is, the last remaining piece. Oh yeah, that's crazy that the whole weight of the engine is on that platform. And this part here is the whole reason we've had to strip this whole entire car to pieces. Let's just hope we can get it repaired or even made. Look at that. Look at that. There's good news and bad news of all of this. We got good news is that we've now took off the last part of the car that's broken. It looks like this. We still have little things to fix. We've still got the chassis legs at the front. We've still got the
He says little things and the frame is banking.
carbon fibre damage at the front now.
Damn, that's probably, I'm not gonna lie, he's probably
We've
just
got the
gonna
interior
replace
to
that.
go in. We've got the whole back of the car to sort out. But everything
Putting everything back in actually won't be that complicated now that I look at the whole thing. He knows what he's doing. It's just, I don't know.
in from now on means we're putting back together and we're fixing without parts from Bugatti. And we've already done and accomplished what we were told couldn't be done, which is give us confidence. Maybe it's false confidence, but I don't know. We will still proceed from here. The next step is to try and get that fixed, because as soon as that's fixed, we can start building up the rest of this back up. Once that's built back up, we can attach it back to that. Once that's attached back to that, the interior should be trimmed and done, and all the airbags from the Audi A3s, the DB11s, can go back in. The interior can go back in. Then we can pay our attention to the front, and we can work out what we're going to do with this. And that is the reason why we're here at Black Horse Automotive, because these guys can actually 3D scan and make parts from scratch, which...
That's actually calm. That's... Okay, props, bro. Props. I ain't gonna lie. That's calm. He has an in-house way to 3D print the front back on. That's actually,
We're hoping
I didn't even think about that. I thought he was just going to replace it.
they'll be able to scan a Bugatti Persport.
He's going to get the Pure Sports whole, basically, front end.
And section in this part here. Again, all of this at the...
Okay. I mean, that's interesting. So it might look like a little bit of a weird kit after, because he's going to have to basically cut wherever the damage was.
It's all easier said than done.
And then repair it.
We're not going to stop. We literally don't have any other choice. We've done well.
The challenge has only just begun.
Yeah, we only just started. And if you're excited for the next video like I am, subscribe the subscribe button, like the like button, and share that share button. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.
Do you want me to go there and you just come here?
There's no way that's going to happen in
Oh, yeah.
We've got to think fast.
Yeah,
Which way are you
going? We got about 15 seconds.
Is he about to swap that ass?
Okay.
That side.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go to that side. Yeah. All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, chat. That was a banger. That was a banger. What y'all think? What y'all think? What y'all think? Swim the dubs. Swim the dubs. All right, bet. Yo, Ray the Queen, thank you for the follow. Adam L, thank you for the gifted. My sub count, bro. I'll fix the sub count in a second, guys. Don't worry about that. I legit fell out of my chair. What? Are you stupid, bro? All right. What I was gonna say is, leave a like on the video if y'all think I should drop a part 2 to this reaction, because he's probably gonna fix the car.